Warning, spoilers for the Mass Effect trilogy ahead. Hey guys, Tyler here. The Reapers are a highly advanced machine race in the Mass Effect game series. Sentient starships composed of both synthetic and organic material, Reapers reside in dark space, the vast, mostly starless space between galaxies. They hibernate in this intergalactic medium for 50,000 years at a time, returning periodically to the Milky Way. The Reapers are the original creators of the Mass Effect relays and the Citadel, constructed so intelligent life in the galaxy would discover them and base their technology upon them, all part of a scheme to harvest sentient life in a repeating cycle of purges. These giant machines are ancient and their true name is unknown. Reapers was a name bestowed to them by the Protheans, who possessed a galactic empire 50,000 years ago, and the Geth refer to them as the Old Machines. In this video, I'd like to explore the history, culture, and design of the Reapers, comparing them to our expectations about aliens and AI in real life. Let's get started. According to Legion, a Reaper is essentially billions of organic minds, uploaded and conjoined within immortal machine bodies. The core of a Reaper is therefore constructed in the image of the species harvested to create it. Harvested beings are dissected to the atomic level, with their knowledge and essence added to the Reaper's neural network in a sick, twisted form of rebirth. Physically, the Reapers bear a superficial resemblance to cuttlefish or squid, though I have always thought they also looked a lot like cockroaches. They have a bulky, semi-cylindrical body with a tapering plate over the rear, and varying numbers of tentacle-like appendages, as well as jointed legs. Some possess extended heads, while others have multiple glowing lights, all illustrations of the variety of Reaper subtypes, including capital ships or sovereign class and destroyers, among others. Reapers are colossal in size, known to range from 160 meters to over 2 kilometers in length. Overall, a Reaper's exterior follows a standardized design, most efficient for their purpose, and they all retain features of their forebears, the Leviathans. More on them later. The key to Reaper's influence over organic minds is the mental manipulation known as Indoctrination. Any organic being in close proximity to a Reaper or Reaper artifact for long enough will come to believe in the Reaper's goals and will do anything to serve them. Gradually, an indoctrinated mind is eroded until the individual becomes a mindless slave, incapable of independent thought. The rate of this process is controlled by the Reapers themselves, and optimally subjects are led to believe that they are still acting on their own convictions, being given just enough free will to remain competent at their tasks. Indoctrination is permanent, nearly impossible to revert, and is one of the Reaper's most insidious weapons. Entire civilizations can be delivered into the Reaper's hands through the indoctrination of just a few key individuals. A Reaper's indoctrination field can remain active even if it is otherwise disabled. A Cerberus science team, for example, became indoctrinated after being inside a Reaper that had been floating derelict for 37 million years. The sheer power of indoctrination no doubt serves as an allegory for the influence that religion can have over a society, further illustrated by the Geth heretics' worship of the Reapers as the Old Machines. Even without their indoctrinating influence, however, Reapers are still immensely powerful warships with devastating technology. One of their most powerful weapons ejects a stream of molten metal at a fraction of the speed of light. This beam is capable of tearing through a cruiser in a single burst and effortlessly penetrating the kinetic shields of large dreadnoughts with ease. Along with incredibly strong hulls, Reapers possess powerful shields of their own as well that can block projectiles of an entire fleet. Reapers' interiors are habitable and can transport a crew, as well as contain a massive Element Zero core, which generates staggering Mass Effect fields required to land on planetary surfaces. Despite all of this, however, they are not invincible. They are vulnerable during their hibernation cycles, though hiding in dark space ensures they will not be discovered by accident. Reapers at full power can even be destroyed by the concentrated efforts of multiple fleets. Reapers recognize each other through a complex Identify Friend-Foe system, or IFF, as seen in Mass Effect 2. If other races attempt to steal the IFF for themselves, an accompanying virus can potentially disable any system that it is connected with. The Reapers are known to employ these highly advanced computer viruses for other purposes as well, such as to subvert synthetic species who do not willingly join the Reapers in their conquest of organic civilizations. Reaper viruses are not unbeatable, as at least one artificial intelligence is able to counteract one. But aside from viruses, Reapers also employ other forms of microtechnology, like nanites, to convert organic beings into mindless cyborg husks used as shock troops. Nanotechnology is also used to build cocoon-like devices and equip ground forces with integral weaponry. Because of Reapers' technological superiority, galactic civilizations have actively studied and reverse-engineered what they can from them. Known Reaper-derived technologies include the Thanix cannon and Thanix missile, the M597 Ladon heavy weapon, and aspects of EDI's AI. The Reapers have existed for at least 1 billion years, if not longer. Before the Reapers came to be, the Milky Way was under the control of the Leviathans, aquatic beings who use telepathy to control the minds of other beings. Similar to Indoctrination, the Leviathans used this power to enslave a land-based species that shared their homeworld. They utilized this thrall race to achieve spaceflight and spread their influence across the galaxy, with the Leviathans considering themselves the galaxy's apex race. They enslaved other species to expand their influence, but over time they found that thralls would frequently build synthetics to aid them. These synthetics consistently rebelled, wiping out their creators. In response, the Leviathans created an intelligence programmed with a mandate to preserve organic life at all costs. Failing to perceive the intelligence as a threat, the Leviathans were blindsided when the intelligence turned against them. Most Leviathans were slaughtered, their genetic material used to create the first true Reaper, Harbinger.
This hurts you.
Surviving Leviathans subsequently went into hiding on the planet 2181 Despoina, erasing evidence of their existence, save for an ancient rock painting on Namakli and artifacts called fragments. The Leviathans continued, however, to observe the galaxy through these fragments, using a sophisticated quantum entanglement communications network. After being discovered in 2186 by the Human Systems Alliance, the Leviathans agree to join the war effort against the Reapers, depending on the player's choices in Mass Effect 3. The Reapers constructed the Citadel and mass relays to speed up the time between harvests. Mass relays were placed near potentially habitable worlds or in systems that otherwise contained immense mineral wealth. By facilitating near-instant transport across the galaxy through the mass relay network, they ensure sapient species will develop technology along a path that the Reapers desire. And by placing the Citadel at the center of the network, the Reapers ensured that it would become the center of galactic politics, information, and finance. The Reapers engineered creatures called Keepers and placed them on the Citadel to maintain the station in their absence and open the relay to dark space when the Reapers decide to invade. 50,000 years before the current era, the Reapers initiated a purge against the Protheans. Though not all perished, many were indoctrinated and went on to become the Collectors, while a few others managed to stay hidden. One group of Prothean scientists on the planet Ilos managed to create their own reverse-engineered mass relay called the Conduit, which they used to travel to the Citadel and sever the Keeper's connection to the Reapers. Thus, when the Reaper Sovereign is prevented from coming through the relay in Mass Effect 1, its assault on the station is delayed, buying Commander Shepard, the Alliance, and the Citadel races time to prepare for its arrival. After Sovereign is defeated, the Reapers turn to one of their backup plans, the Collectors, who, under the influence of Harbinger, begin attacking human colonies and abducting their populations. The Reapers still invade in full in Mass Effect 3. During the occupation of Earth, an estimated 1.86 million humans are processed each day, meaning the entire population of 11 billion would be depopulated in under 2 decades. That is, if the Reapers as a whole aren't ultimately stopped by the Allied fleet. You know, the objective of the game. So, with all of this background established, that's right, that was all background, just how plausible is a race like the Reapers? Okay, this might sound like a silly question. Even in the context of Mass Effect, the Reapers' plan rests on the existence of Element Zero, which releases dark energy after being subjected to electric current to create Mass Effect fields, raising or lowering the mass of an object. This kind of technology is literal millennia beyond the level of spaceflight technology that organic races naturally develop. And importantly, Mass Effect technology relies on new physics beyond our current understanding of classical or even quantum mechanics. But let's put all that aside, because after all, there are many theoretical methods one can imagine for achieving faster-than-light travel. The Reapers' status as synthetic organic hybrids is honestly one of the most realistic parts of their design, since even in real life, we're quickly advancing sciences that blend biology with technology faster than we are mastering true artificial intelligence. Indeed, in my video about the Geth, I pondered the question of whether or not they are the most plausible AIs in sci-fi, given that they are descended from virtual intelligences, something that we have rudimentary versions of today in the form of virtual assistants. In this way, each Geth is not a true artificial intelligence, instead being a mobile platform for programs within the Geth consensus. One of the most frequent comments on that video is that the Geth backstory still has at least one leap in logic, which is the very idea of an artificial intelligence rebelling against its creators. It's a frequent trope in sci-fi, with other notable examples including, of course, Skynet in the Terminator franchise. Real AI is generally not expected to possess motives that would lead to rebellion. Certainly not this century. But the fact of the matter is, the Geth's Quarian creators are an alien species that possessed spaceflight technology for at least 2,000 years prior to the events of the games. And the Leviathans' intelligence tool, which went on to become the Catalyst, is over 1 billion years old. Given enough time, the durability of machines is expected to outpace the evolution of organic species. This still doesn't answer the question as to whether or not our first contact with aliens will present a threat to our survival. Leading scientific minds have been split on this issue for a long time. Stephen Hawking, for example, famously compared potential first contact between aliens and humans with first contact between European colonizers and Native Americans, which, in Hawking's words, didn't end well for the Native Americans. However, as I mentioned, this is not a universally held opinion either. The opinion that first contact with aliens would be disastrous. Many scientists and other experts truly believe that a civilization that has mastered interstellar or intergalactic travel would be inherently peaceful, since mass cooperation would be required to achieve such a feat. In fact, some consider it more likely that we humans would be the colonizers, occupying alien planets, like in Avatar, or like the Terran Empire in Star Trek's Mirror Universe. Not implausible given our real history. Still, others believe that we cannot ascribe human motives to alien species since we don't know their psychology, each of us having evolved in different biospheres. But keep in mind that in Mass Effect, the mass relays are meant to accelerate the development of galactic civilization. Hence, our first contact with alien species is itself accelerated as a byproduct. Humans' virgin encounter with an alien species in Mass Effect is the first contact war with the Turians, after a human expedition attempts to open an uncharted mass relay, though this ultimately ends in a peace treaty. Other civilizations we meet in the games, like the Asari, are cosmopolitan and democratic, while still others, like the Batarians, are aggressive and hostile. So it could be argued that the mass relays not only accelerate technological development, but they potentially stagnate cultural development. While this sounds like it could undermine the Reaper's plans, on the contrary, one race subjugating another is exactly what happened with the Protheans when they formed their galactic empire 50,000 years ago. And that made them the Reaper's prime target in the previous cycle. All in all, no matter what aliens' psychology would be like in real life, it's clear that in Mass Effect, the legacy of the Reapers makes it so that aliens of all stripes, cooperative, warlike, and neutral, all have access to Reaper technology, and the Reapers' slavish dedication to their own prime directive, much like the Borg in Star Trek, make them, in my opinion, some of the greatest antagonists in science fiction. In all likelihood, this will not be my last Mass Effect alien species video, as there are numerous other races that I haven't even gotten to yet. But I do hope that covering the Reapers has served as a nice crescendo to my previous coverage of the Protheans, the Quarians, the Geth, and the major Citadel races. Except for humans. I haven't done humans yet either. Maybe the Systems Alliance deserves a video. We'll see. Or Cerberus. The Reapers are indeed one of the major elements that binds the game's universe together, and I hope this video served as an effective overview that posed effective answers to difficult questions. With that, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below and don't forget to share it. That stuff really helps me out. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that as well so you won't miss future uploads, and click the bell icon to receive all notifications. If you want to support my work even further, becoming a patron or a member is a great way to do so. Links to those, as well as my social media and merch store, are in the description. That's all I have for this week. I should go.